Blessings, everyone. Today, I would love to offer an oracle from the work Your Light Oracle. And one of the things that I absolutely love in this oracle is very simple. But the inside of the box says, you are the oracle. And I love that because that's something that Spirit has taught me over and over again. And that's one of the reasons why when I'm doing these readings, it's a little bit different than a lot of the usual tarot or oracle readings that you see. Because Spirit is just giving a symbol. It's giving a premise, a concept with the oracle card. But they've worked with me to show me that the message comes from within. And that has always been the message that when I share these, that is encouraged for others to understand, is that all of us are doing this on some level. In some way, if you've come across this video on YouTube or on any of the social media, you already understand that we use our intuition. We have our nudges, we have our synchronicities, we have our dreams. Even the heart space, it pulls us to things. And this is all part of that. So the message isn't always just coming from the oracle. I mean, the oracle decks are beautiful. I love working with the oracle because the energy of oracle is a frequency, but it opens up the space so that we may align with our higher self and bring through the messages for our own highest good. So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light, and I ask all of those in spirit of the unseen worlds, galactic family, guides, angels, loved ones, ancestors, please to step forward and blend so that we may bring a message for the highest good. Thank you. I'm grateful. And as always, I'm going to shuffle. And what I love about this deck is that light. It reminds us of what we are, it's everything. It's everything in the space of love, the joy that we resonate here as that little piece of the light of the whole. The first shuffle is Source. The second shuffle is higher self and spirit. And the third is soul. And that is where the light pours through. That alignment. When we remember we are Source, expressing through the higher self, the spirit world, the vastness of us that's still in spirit, pouring into the soul so that we may have a personality, a physicality, and a journey of healing. Then I move, they want me to take this one. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And as I'm connecting, Spirit is saying that we could receive all of the messages sitting in our meditations, have all the synchronicities, all the truths, the guidance, the downloads, the gut feelings, that intuition, even the dreams. But the key is integration. They're showing me the Encyclopedia Britannica, in which I know many people won't even know what that is at this point, but for those of us that do, we can have all of that information, but what do we do with it? Is all of it useful? When we're trying to understand how to use the oven and bake a cake, are we going to look up fossil fuels? Are we going to learn about brain surgery? Are we going to think about the ocean in the Bahamas and what kind of fish live there? It's in the encyclopedias, But is that information that we need in that moment? Is it a distraction knowing these things in that moment? Nowadays, we could just look it up on the internet. I mean, we have AI, we have YouTube. But integrating what we understand is the biggest part of awakening. I always say sometimes we just got the validation we needed by the synchronicity, or we get that message from an oracle reader or a tarot reader, or we go to that psychic medium, or maybe we're in our deep meditation and suddenly we have the aha moment. It all aligns. The integration is putting these things into practice, and not in the moments when it's easy and nothing is going on, but when chaos comes, when panic wants to come through, when we're feeling a sense of frustration or even numbness and disconnect. Sometimes it feels like we can't hear, see, or feel anything. How do we integrate what awakens us into practice? And sometimes Spirit is saying that not always are the things that we know in our meditations or the downloads we're given or the synchronicities are going to be easy to integrate. It might be even more difficult than the actual experience itself. But that's the most important thing. It's like we are the oracle. Yes. Now we have the information. What are we doing with it? We have these breathing techniques that we hear about. How many of us are really box breathing when we're in a car accident? Or when we're having an emotional experience, something happens that's broken our heart. How many of us are grabbing our crystals and working with them? Or when we don't know which way to go, we have to make a choice. Maybe we have a choice of where we want to move next, and we don't know. Are we going to be able to really meditate and listen to the heart pull? Are we integrating the tools that we're being given? Because there's no use in listening, they're saying, to any of these things if we're not practicing. And then the most integral part is the trust. The trust of being able to make a decision using those tools. That we don't second guess ourselves, or we don't blame that we listened to one of the tools that we're given, or some of the guidance, or the nudge, or the synchronicities, and then we're saying, oh, we must have heard it wrong, or experienced the wrong thing, or it isn't real because this didn't go the way I planned. Because sometimes we use the tools and we do integrate, and it doesn't go the way we expected, and that's because it wasn't meant to go that way. So either way, even if we do follow the nudge and it doesn't exactly go the way it's planned, it's still putting us where we need to be. But it's practicing listening, it's practicing integrating, it's practicing trust. They're saying integration is just another word of trusting what we know. They're keeping this message very simple and very short, because they said that the awakening begins when the trust of the integration of the process is used. That there are so many things we already know innately, that it doesn't always have to be that we need that profound message or that amazing synchronicity to align us with what we need to do or where we need to be or what we need to step into. That it's trusting and it's integrating is an action. It's more than just knowing, it's understanding what to do with what we know. And they're encouraging us to really sit and ask ourselves, are we doing that? Are we giving the advice and sharing these things with each other because we know them to be true, we trust what we're saying? Or are we just presenting to ourselves and validating to ourselves information, but not action? They're pulling their energy fully back. I hope this message encourages us just to sit for a moment. I know I'm going to after this and ask, what am I hearing and learning and experiencing? What downloads and guidance am I receiving that I am fully integrating? And do I trust it enough it doesn't show up the way I'm asking right away, that it is for the highest good, and that what is needed will come to fruition? Much love, everyone, and beautiful blessings.